Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Come on in. Hey, you're on LinkedIn Live. We are literally doing a Black History series on leadership legends. Hi, everybody. My name is Bridget Brown Jackson. I am a behavioral wealth strategist, and I love talking about leadership behaviors that give you wealth in return. Listen, today we are going to do something that's near and dear to my heart. Today, we're going to be talking about none other than Mark Clark. Why is that so important? Because Mark Clark is my uncle. And so he is an unsung hero in the Black history movement, activist. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. Just indulge me today. We're reporting this on the 14th day of February, and everybody knows what day that is. So again, join me today as we talk about the remarkable life and leadership of none other than Mark Clark. He was a pivotal figure in Black history, but he also was a pivotal figure in the Black Panther Party, and his legacy continues to resonate with us. From his strategic empowerment to his unwavering commitment, he literally was committed to social justice. So again, today we're talking about Mark Clark, who happens to be, again, my uncle. So very, very excited to talk about him. You can see he was born in 1947. In Peoria, Illinois. So yes, that's where we're from, my hometown. And he became involved in activism during his time at a community college where he found some others that were in the Black Panther Party, and it intrigued him, and he wanted to know more. Well, why did he start that? Because as a youth, as a teenager, Mark Clark was in the NAACP. So he was a youth leader doing some amazing things, again, in his hometown of Peoria, Illinois. And so as a member of the Black Panther Party, and actually he founded the Peoria, Illinois chapter, he was able, again, to move on and do more things in leadership and social justice movement. He definitely was an activist. However, tragically, his life was taken. He was assassinated on December 4th, 1969. That day is infamous. That day goes down in history for a lot of reasons. We won't go into it all today, but look it up so that you can understand and know more. Anybody out there, if you know about COINTELPRO, some of that was exposed after there was a civil lawsuit by my family and other families that were affected by the raid on December 4th, 1969. And so I want to talk about, give you that history, but then I want to go back and talk about, again, his leadership. So he was very instrumental in the implementation of the Black Panther Party's free breakfast program. So he, again, founded the Peoria, Illinois chapter. He started the free breakfast program in Peoria, Illinois, where, again, across the country, they were feeding upwards of tens of thousands of children every day. And they were able to do that because they wanted to eradicate poverty in the Black community. That program provided free breakfast to the children, ensuring that they would have success in school. Because one of the things, again, and if you're listening to this and you're watching this and you've heard all of the militant parts about the Black Panther Party, you have to look up and look at all the social programs that they did. They absolutely were change agents, even into the things that we see now. I'm a former teacher, former principal. And so one of the things that I've always talked about at all of my schools was the fact that the BPP literally has some root foundations in the Head Start program, and again, the USDA food program. Now, they weren't the first to feed, but they had put so much pressure, and again, they was increasing in momentum that it started becoming, again, a federal initiative. But we would not be remiss without giving some of that credit to the Black Panther Party and other organizations that fought for the rights of African Americans. Okay, so let's get down to this. So his leadership was one about dedication, again, for social initiatives. In fact, the oldest living sickle cell patient in the state of Illinois is still living because of the leadership of my uncle Mark Clark, Defense Captain Mark Clark. I want to share with you really quick too. Listen, I was so proud to have been his niece. I can't go into the story and everything. We're at our 5-minute mark. I'm not able to go into the story, but if you look it up, follow me, you will find out. I've been honored to tell his story because I was one of his reasons why. He didn't have children, and so he knew that he had the possibility, just like Medgar Evers, of not living. In fact, my mother dreamed it, and he still kept fighting on anyways. His last words literally were, "I know I'm going to die." But he had to do it. And so I honored him with a picture book in 2019. And if you would like to get that for your children, your grandchildren, you can find it on Amazon. It's called Panther in the Sky. Again, I honor my uncle in his legacy. So let's talk about the leadership tips really quick. We are 6-minute marks. Okay, so I didn't stop saying we're going to do 5 minutes. We're literally going to do 7 minutes because that's what everyone has been taking me. So here's the leadership lessons that I want you to get out of this. Number 1, lead with authenticity. You have to be true as a leader to yourself and to your values. My uncle was authentic in what he did, even to the point of when my mother shared with him that I dreamed that you were killed. He said, "I know my life is on the line, but I still must go." And he pointed in the floor at me and my 1-year-old cousin. Listen, leading takes something. And so how are you being authentically who you are, that you empower yourself, therefore empowering other people and transforming lives? Number 2, foster a culture of learning. One of the things about the Black Panther Party was they learned constantly. They had to do 2 hours daily of reading, and they always were growing and developing. Again, I told you, the oldest living person in the state of Illinois has that impact because of the sickle cell outreach that the BPP did, and particularly my uncle did in Peoria. All right, the oldest living sickle cell patient is living in Peoria. A culture of learning enables individuals to adapt into change rather. And so we want to make sure that we're doing that. And last but not least, lead with purpose. Again, I told you, my uncle had a very clear mission. I'm going to stop saying my uncle. Defense Captain Mark Clark had a very clear mission. And that mission was to have betterment for the African-American community and the community at large. So if you're a purpose-driven leader, keep on being purpose-driven. I hope you have been blessed by this today. Again, in honor of my uncle, or Defense Captain Mark Clark, we have the picture book, Panther in the Sky, that talks about the free breakfast program from the lens of a little girl telling about the history of her great uncle. All righty, everybody. We thank you so much for coming in every day. This is day number 14. Please come back and join me for day number 15. We'll be here the same time, same place. All right.